League of Legends Wild Rift, the game that was hyped by many and the game that was supposed to kill other mobile games in the market. Yet, what happened to it? What happened to the hype? Let's go back to the start. Early beta stages of Wild Rift. There were many leaks of League of Legends on mobile and the gameplay videos were posted on YouTube. It got everyone hyped up from the fact that the biggest mobile game is coming to the mobile. At that time, Mobile Legends was already one of the most popular games on the mobile market, so Tencent, being the parent company of Riot Games, wanted to compete against Moonton by making mobile version of League. But Riot Games refused at first, hence Era of Valor was born. Riot Games is a big company, so they have many resources to pour into Wild Rift, but it did not meet the expectations of the player in the mobile market. When the game was first announced for open beta testing, it got everyone on their toes, especially to the majority of other mobile players. Their favorite streamers were all streaming Wild Rift since they get their early access of beta keys given to them from Riot. Unsure of whether to jump ships or waiting to jump, but for certain these players were hyped. When the open beta came along, there were many players from all different types of game eager to try out the next big hit, so what went wrong? At the early stages of the game, some champions and roles felt very overpowered. As a PC player with 9 years of experience in League, one champion stood out to me the most when I started playing the game. It was Ezreal. The champion is never going to work with how Riot made Wild Rift. Ezreal is meant to be the highest mechanically skilled champion because you have to aim his abilities due to it being skill shots except for Arcane Shift, which is a semi-skill shot. Wild Rift devs have the audacity to make the game auto-locking skills, which completely destroy the competitive aspect of the game and make the champion into a cheat. It took no brain to play this champion unless if you are really shit at the game. AD carriers were at the top of the food chain due to how easy it is to snowball in the games. Many of the items for AD carries were cheaper than others, so it did not stop the AD carries players from stomping on the other players. Build paths for Hourglass and Quicksilver Stash was from the boots, which instantly broke the game. Imagine AD carries being able to afford such overpowered item at an early stage of the game. Given the fact that Ezreal fall under these two factors, it just makes Ezreal impossible to lose on. In rank, there was no ban system due to how little champions they had at the time, and on top of that, it is impossible to dodge the matches during a champ select. The devs wanted to collect as many data as possible, so the players have to suffer playing against overpowered champions. This honestly killed the game for me. I'm not gonna waste another 15 to 10 minutes of my time playing an impossible to win match when my team refused to pick Ezreal and decides to give the other team Ezreal. It is already frustrating enough to deal with AD carries and add a cheat character on top of them. How much fun will you be having to play against these type of champions when you're playing other weaker roles? Ezreal build paths allow him to super snowball into the late game because he can just auto aim at you at a max range with his Mystic Shot and has unlimited mana because of how fast it is to stack Tear of Goddess. The AD skill on Mana Mew was overtuned as well, which allowed Ezreal to scale better into the late game. Ezreal was S plus tier, followed by other AD carries such as Jhin at the time. People started playing AD carries thinking they are mechanically strong, which honestly annoyed me the most. It's the easiest role to play, and yet people find a way to fuck shit up and throw games. It is so annoying to play against other mobile players due to their egos and refusing to play the meta picks. I'm only annoyed because it is ranked and not normal games, which was the only reason for me to play this watered down version of League. League failed to meet expectations of many players and the hype community brought was way higher than what they delivered. So I don't see any future in this game if the devs continue to go with what they are currently doing and only care about the cosmetics instead of proving their core gameplay of their game. There was way too much flaws in this game during the Asia region closed beta. In my opinion, Riot only made this game to be used as a money printer, given the fact that many players are already spending so much money on mobile games in Asia region. This is what beta testing means anyway. Playing a broken and clanging game to help devs see the flaws in their game. so take it with a grain of salt. If you still want to play Wild Rift after this video, go ahead, and it is your choice at the end of the day. We won't know where this game will be in years time, maybe even surpass Mobile Legends in player base and become one of the biggest esports in mobile history. Who knows what the futures lie ahead.